So there's a lot of competitive games out there nowadays, and I feel that the esports scene is growing to a level that people are really starting to get interested in it, and there is definitely a lot of young kids out there that are interested in playing video games at a high level, whether they are already good at games, they want to be good at games, or in the future they just, hopefully are able to get themselves in that position, right? But a lot of people out there don't exactly know how you go from point A to point B. Like you don't know how you can be a noob and then turn out to one day be a pro, because of this very daunting, long process of learning and the mastery itself. Hopefully by the end of this video you guys will at least see a little bit of a parallel by me explaining my story of how I am translating from World of Warcraft to Overwatch and really putting in my time from this game that has been out forever and I've had a lot of time to practice it, and taking the lessons that I learned from this game and then applying them to Overwatch, which is a brand new game, and I've never played an FPS before competitively, but now I'm on a pro team. I feel that my play has gone to a very high level in terms of all of the heroes that I can play, and that I can master every single one of them, within a few days, even a couple hours, honestly. And I'm not saying this to toot my own horn. I'm just trying to help you guys learn what you want to learn in case you do want to be a pro gamer out there, in case you do want to better yourself as a gamer, or at least just get into it and not suck. If you play with your friends or something like that, you don't want to suck when you play with them. That's what this video is for. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into it. And for the first topic that I want to explain a little bit about, and that is the competitive mindset. Straight up, this is something that you can find in all sports. You can find this if you want to be successful in life financially, if you want to just be better at video games, you want to go to a cooking competition. There's so many things out there that require the competitive mindset. And World of Warcraft taught me that in a lot of different ways, but more specifically Arena. Because if I am working within a team of 3 players and I'm fighting another 3 players, obviously I have to find a way that I can, pursue my role within the team and make that, just work. Be the cog in the machine that really turns it efficiently, right? And makes yourself a better player. And I feel that a lot of people out there, whenever they're playing the game, if they don't have that competitive mindset, if you don't have that mindset you just want to win and you will do anything possible to learn and just be a better player throughout every single game, every opportunity possible, then you really are missing out. And I see the failures of that with a lot of players, saying stuff like, "Oh, my team sucks." And I even do this a lot. I've done this before. Especially when I was, on my road from gold to diamond 1 in League of Legends, right? When I got to diamond 1, I learned so much about just climbing the ladders. But specifically in World of Warcraft, I've noticed that a lot of people out there will be like, "Oh, he messed up here, he messed up here." And while everybody is always messing up, right? Everybody is always messing up at all times. There's so many mistakes throughout every single game. And at the very top level of World of Warcraft PvP, you're expected to have perfection. And I feel that if you are not able to admit your mistakes and you are not able to take responsibility for what you did wrong, even internally, you don't even have to externally say it. If you don't take responsibility for that internally, you will not learn from your mistakes. You will not be able to progress as a competitor, and that, in my mind, is the competitive mindset. That is what I define it as for me, is because I'm able to admit my mistakes, think back through the scenario where I messed up, and then learn from it and become a better player. And if you do that 700, 800 times, you're going to be pretty good, because you're going to fix 800 different possible scenarios where you would have made a mistake and not make that mistake. So think about, there's just this infinite amount of things that can go wrong, but if you learn from them enough and enough, you might possibly be better than a noob. And the second thing that I want to talk about that I didn't, I kind of touched on in the first topic is teamwork in general, just working with a team, understanding what your role is within a team. So when I play Genji, I understand that my role is to kill Widowmaker, Mercy, Lucio, and really just work off of a harassment from the backline, and be a flanker in general at the specific time, right? And obviously, if you're a Reinhardt player, you're going to want to sit in the front, you're going to want to absorb things that are happening with your shield, and then look for a proper engage on the enemy Reinhardt or with your ultimate on the enemy team when the shields are down, right? Those are things that you just have to understand, what your role is. And within World of Warcraft, there's so many different classes. There's so many different classes in not only World of Warcraft, but, the entire, just anything competitive. And knowing what your role is within the team and defining that and being conscious of it throughout the game will definitely help you be a better gamer, because you will understand, what in your team you are supposed to be doing. And if you are a fantastic player at that role, then you will definitely shine. And if your team is truly below you, which not a lot of times that's true, but if they are truly below you and you shine at that role, then you will have opportunities come to you. They will be attracted to you over time because of how fantastic you are at that role. Now think about it, like in competitive Overwatch, if you fight an enemy Widowmaker that's just a god, or literally like gods, he's a great Widowmaker player, for example, like if you fight that guy will kill everyone, man. He will absolutely destroy everybody. And that is a stellar player within his role, and you can see that very specifically. You can see these amazing things that come out if you practice that role over and over and over. And I just want to bring it to your attention because I feel that if you define that role in your head, you will be able to understand what you need to be doing at all times and do it amazingly. Like do that job so well that nobody can compare to you at that job, and you will find a team that meets that level. You will find a team of the other number of players that will be able to all be stellar at their roles, and then you come together and you might have a super team, right? But it definitely is, a conscious understanding of what you're supposed to do within that teamwork, because teamwork is everything. And last but not least, and man, this is something that I've struggled with a lot lately, and honestly, guys, just enjoy it. I was having a talk with a Blizzard employee not too long ago about everything that the Warcraft community has around it, and all these different types of game atmospheres that people are into. And I thought it was funny because at the end of the conversation we agreed. We were like, it's funny that we were all doing these crazy things because we were at the Warcraft premiere, right? So we were all doing these really crazy things within the entire entertainment industry, but it's all just a video game. So I want to remind you guys to please have fun, enjoy what you do, and if you don't enjoy it, go do something else, because you don't have to do things that you don't enjoy, right? And if you are really passionate about gaming, you love playing the game that you're trying to be better at, then really just have fun. Remember to have fun, and remember that the mistakes that you run into are mistakes that you won't run into in the future, because you'll learn from them. And just enjoy the overall process of being better, because honestly, once you become a fantastic player, I mean, you might love winning and stuff, but eventually the end result won't be as fulfilling as when you learned how to be amazing. And I know personally, when I was first playing a Frost Mage and Arena PvP back in Burning Crusade, I remember back in those days, and I really loved that process, because that first time of playing Frost Mage and World of Warcraft PvP was an amazing experience for me, and I know a lot of people out there probably resonate with that in their own way, in their own story. So really just enjoy it, guys, because you only get to learn something once, right? Then you know it, and then you can go learn something else. But really, that's just kind of how it is. But I definitely hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And I know that this is a more broad topic as opposed to the specific, World of Warcraft tutorials and Overwatch stuff that I've been doing. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give a comment down below letting me know your thoughts. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video, so be sure to subscribe. I'll see you all next time. Cartoons out.